right, friends, we have our paper back. We are now going to start to collage some of our trees in our art. So what we're going to do first is with an oil pastels, draw a little bit on top of our paper. You want your ground or foreground, remember we called it, to be closest to you. And what we're going to do, we're not going to cover the whole thing with white. We're using these oil pastels to just draw some lines throughout to look like a little bit of snow on the ground, but I didn't completely cover it, right? Just a little bit. Now that I have that done, I'm going to do just a little bit at the very tops of my mountains. So at that very top line of your mountain, you are going to add a little snow. And then we're going to do some clouds in the sky. So you're going to do, you know, I like to do just some swirly little lines that I build up on top of each other, some little swirls I build up to look like clouds. And you're going to need to push a little hard on this. We're also going to go in and we're going to just gently go back on top of that Sharpie line that was there before. I'm just going to retrace it so it shows up. So I'm going to find that line and I'm just going to retrace on top just like this. Now that I have that done, I'm going to start to build up with some trees. So I'm going to go in my stencil, grab a stencil. You're going to get to use the primary colors today. You can use all three or use all your trees could be the same color, but we're going to be making 3 trees. The first tree, and again, the primaries are yellow, red, and blue. You're going to pick your paper out, take your triangle stencil, hold it with your non-writing hand, and trace around that stencil. Remember, the edge of the pencil should line right up against that stencil. We're now going to remember scissors safety. We only cut the paper, friends. We're going to put 1 to 2 fingers at the bottom, depending on how small it is. And if your fingers, you kind of have to do, friends, what's comfortable. And come in from the outside, not the inside. Outside, thumb up, 2 to 3 fingers on the bottom. I'm now going to cut while I twist with my non-cutting hand. So I'm going to go, once I get to the end, twist. And now I have my first triangle. We're going to get a little glue on that. And with your glue stick, you're going to just add a little bit in the middle. Okay, I didn't have to cover the whole thing. Now this is going to be placed in the foreground, that grass area. We don't want to go all the way at the bottom, but we're just going to come up a little bit and we're going to rub. Perfect. Now I'm going to go in with another tree, and that one's going to go on the other side. So notice how this tree went here. We're going to have a tree on this side now. So what I'm going to do is pick either the same color or another primary. Same thing. Trace with that stencil and cut it out. Okay, great. Now I have this tree right on the other end. We're going to do one more tree. But before we do the next tree, we're going to draw some things on these trees. So with your Sharpie, what we're going to do is a line that goes down the middle of your first tree. And it's going to come out and it's going to go down into the ground a little bit. See that? That's the trunk. These are abstract trees. They're not realistic. So we're going to just have fun with it. You're going to do 2 lines that come from the middle and go to the edge of your tree. I'm going to do just like wavy lines. 1, 2. Now I'm going to go in the middle and do 2 on this side. 1, 2. I'm going to come to this tree, do the same thing. Straight line in the middle. And I can do the same line or a different one. Maybe this one I want to do straight lines from the middle to the end. 1 and 1, 2. So coming from your tree all together, you should have 4 that are horizontal and 1 that is up and down. Okay, so we're gonna set this to the side and we're gonna get our last tree. And when you notice with this tree here, the yellow looks like it's doing what to the blue tree? What do you think? The yellow looks like it's overlapping the tree. And when a shape is overlapping another shape, that just means it goes a little bit on top of the other shape. Which one looks like it's in front, the blue or yellow tree? The yellow tree looks like it's in front because it's covering up a little bit of that blue tree. So you're gonna pick another color. I think I'm gonna do the blue since I haven't done that. Same thing. Stencil, trace, and cut. Take it, and it can overlap either tree. It can do this tree or this tree. Do I want to completely cover that tree? No, I want to see a little bit of it. So I'm going to take it. I'm just going to have the edge overlap a little bit. That means it goes on top. And now I'm going to do the same thing. Draw a line down the middle and two from the middle to the edge. I'm going to do zigzags this time. Okay, friends, so now that we have that, we're going to make it look like there's some birds in the sky. So how I do that is really just like little V's with curves off the end. So I'm going to take my Sharpie, and in the sky, I'm going to do a V with curve. You can even do it like this. You can start with a V and then draw curves coming off it. V, curves. Do you think we should put all our birds in one spot? No, I'm going to work around the sky. Create some balance. Okay, so I have some birds. Now the last thing I want to do is make it look like there's some snow, not just behind my trees, but in front of them. How can I do that? How can I make it look like there's snow in front of them, not just behind them? Great, we can draw some snow on the trees, and I'm going to just do some snowflakes. Do I want to cover the whole tree up with a lot of this white oil pastel? No. So I'm just going to go in little circles around each tree. I can do a couple more little circles to look like snow in the sky. And now it looks like there's some snow in front of my trees too. Look at that, friends. That's beautiful.